today I'm gonna be dyeing my hair again. So keep watching. Hi guys, today I'm gonna be dyeing my hair. So I put a poll up on my IG stories a week ago and I asked you guys to choose what color I should dye my hair this time. So it's been a bluey, pinky, purpley tone for the past 2-3 months. I started off with having blue and pink in like layers. Then I went on to dye the top part blue and the ends pink and the center was kind of purple. Now I'm going full blue. I like blue. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be dyeing my hair after I've dried it. So I've washed my hair using this Tresemme shampoo. So I've washed it. I have not conditioned it because I feel like the dye sits in better if I don't condition it. But I wash my hair to make sure there's no oil in it that prevents the dye from getting into the hair shaft. So next I'm going to be drying my hair. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. They're dry. You can see what color my hair is right now. It's a purpley, pinkish, bluish, grayish, weird color. It's all just faded into all the colors I've had in my hair for the past 4 or 5 months. They've all just mixed in together and turned into this. So now that my hair is dry, I'm going to section it and I'm gonna start applying the dye. So while I'm applying the dye, I'm gonna answer the questions that you guys have asked me and I'm gonna tell you about how I take care of my hair, my experience, when I got it dyed, where I got it dyed from. So I'm gonna put pictures up here of the first time I got my hair dyed blue, which was, so it was June. I got my hair dyed in June and I went blue with streaks of pink. But I had to dye it back because of school. So I had that color for about 3 months. Then I went this color. So it was a pink, blue, purple mix and it was just all the colors everywhere. After that, I kept dyeing it on my own. I don't have a proper picture of any of those, but you can check my Instagram. For the dye, I personally am in love with Arctic Fox. It makes my hair so soft and the dye lasts forever. So last time I dyed my hair was almost a month ago and the color's still in there. And I find that it holds on to the hair really well and it doesn't fade as much as the other dyes that I've used. So I don't remember the one I got last year, but that one faded a lot. This year when I went to the salon, my stylist used Paint Bang, so I got one of these also. I used it to touch up my hair in between and this is really nice too. I just love the way this smells. I'm going to be using a mix of the Arctic Fox and the Paint Bang because the Arctic Fox is slightly brighter than the Paint Bang, which is a little bit deeper. So when both of these mix together, they make the perfect blue. And just so that my hair doesn't fade to green, I'm going to be adding a touch of Purple Rain. I'm going to be mixing in a normal bowl. I use about a teaspoon of Purple Rain and I want to say a 1/4 cup of this, and that's enough to get all my hair saturated. Now if you have hair longer than mine, then you might need more, but it takes about that much. And I do dilute it a bit using the Palmer's conditioner. I don't use a dye brush or a dye bowl to dye my hair. I just mostly go in with my hands. Now first I'm going to go in with Pluto and I'm going to be putting in about that much. And then I'm going in with Poseidon. So Poseidon is slightly brighter, whereas Pluto has a darker hint. So both of these, when they mix together, they make the perfect blue. And I'm gonna add just a dash of Purple Rain. There. So these are the 3 colors that I'm gonna be using. Now I'm gonna add the conditioner and I'm gonna divide my hair into 4 sections and I'm gonna show you how I dye it. I'm gonna open up the questions that you guys have sent me on my IG story and I'm gonna start answering those. So the first question is, does your hair get damaged from bleach? Yes, it does, but there's ways that you can minimize or prevent the damage. So when I got my hair bleached, I had my stylist use a Smart Bond or Bond Builder. The most common bond builder that everyone might have heard of is Olaplex. So when you use that, it helps reconstruct the bonds that are broken down by the bleach, and keeps your hair slightly healthier than it would be if you just went in straight with bleach. So shampoos is another question I get. What shampoo do I use? I have psoriasis, so my scalp is already really dry. So I use the Cocoa Butter Moisture Rich shampoo, and it helps. Okay, so this is what I use about twice to once a week, depends on how oily my hair is. I use this. The rest of the days I co-wash. The day I use the shampoo, I go in with the Zero Break Strengthening Conditioner. So now moving on to actually dyeing my hair, it is important that you use gloves. Otherwise you're gonna end up looking like a Smurf. So going in with the dye, I have this section right here. I'm gonna divide this further into two just to make it easier for me to apply. And I am going to take about a dollop of the dye. So another question I get is, when dyeing your hair, it gets dried out. Yes, it does, because you're breaking the bonds in order to get the color in. So if you want the color to be bright and you want it to last, you are going to be damaging your hair. But there's ways to make sure it doesn't get that damaged, or to take care of it. And I've told you about how important conditioner is. Conditioner is going to be your best friend. Like, if your hair is damaged and you don't condition your hair, what are you doing, girl? Okay, more questions. Can Extenso destroy your hair? I have no idea. I have not gotten Extenso personally. I do know a few people who have, and their hair is doing just fine. But I personally cannot tell you about that because I am not a hairstylist. I am just a crazy person who likes to dye my hair. Crazy colors. What's the best age to dye your hair? So, I don't know how to answer that question. I was 17, 18. I was 18 when I dyed my hair for the first time. So I went brown. I went light brown when I dyed my hair. And I had used a permanent dye. I went to a salon and my stylist, Nadia at NM's, dyed my hair light brown. I really liked it. So after the summer after that, I went blue. So that's the first time I went blue. I'll insert some pictures here. And that was the happiest time ever. But I was 17 when I dyed my hair. I felt like that was an okay age to experiment because I was freshly out of O-levels, and my O-level school had a rule against dyeing your hair. Well, so did my A-level school, but that's another story for another time. So I re-dyed my hair this year, 2020, right before the lockdown started, and I'm so happy that I did because now it's given me something to do. Like, I change my color, I touch it up, I have an activity. So I'm going to be taking down the next section and I'm going to be dyeing it the same way I did this. So I saturate it, then I rub it in together to make sure that all the strands are covered. So basically. Okay, next question is, what is your hair washing routine? Okay, so I wash my hair with shampoo once to twice a week. It depends on how oily my hair is getting. And the rest of the days I co-wash. But I shower every day and I shampoo every day. As in, I either co-wash or I shampoo, but I wash my hair every single day. And I've noticed that since I've started co-washing, my hair dye fades a lot less. If you shampoo your hair less, it's gonna last longer in terms of the dye. But I wash my hair every day, I co-wash for 2 days, 3 days, and then I shampoo. Next question. Favorite eyeshadow palette? That's a hard one. I really like all the Huda palettes that I own, but I couldn't pick one as a favorite. My top two would probably be the Neon Orange Obsessions and the Sapphire Obsessions. I love those, but that's because I like bright colors. So if I was to pick my favorite, like, normal use neutral-ish palette, I'd pick the Mercury Retrograde because it has a good mix of neutral-ish colors and bright colors. Best hair color dye. So I love Arctic Fox. It lasts for a really long time. It makes my hair feel like butter after I've dyed my hair. It is a semi-permanent hair color, so it's mostly conditioner based, which is why my hair stays moisturized even though I dye it so much. So what's my favorite makeup brand for main products? What are main products? As in, for foundation, concealer, stuff like that, I like MAC and Fenty foundation, and I'm in love with the Fenty matchsticks. They're like my favorite makeup item. Like, you could create an entire face with those. You could use them on your eyes, your face, your lips, anywhere. So now that this side is done, I'm going to be taking it and I will comb my fingers through it just to make sure that all of it's saturated, and I'm gonna work the dye into the ends and twist it into the back. Let it sit there for a little while. So I'm gonna finish the rest of this and then I'll answer some more of your questions while I wait for this to do what it does. Next question. Should I dye my hair myself? No, you should not. Well, you could dye your hair yourself, but I would not recommend bleaching it yourself. If you want to go bright color, you need to bleach it. So go to a salon, get it bleached, dye it yourself if you want to dye it, but I would not at all ever recommend playing with bleach unless you know enough about it to not fry your hair off. I don't need to tell you how badly bleach fails can be. You could just search bleach fails and you'll get 4 billion reasons as to why you should not bleach your hair yourself. So if you guys like this pathetic video that I just made, then you should subscribe if you want to see more of my face. Okay, so I always make less dye than I need because I never know how much I need. So I run out of it. As soon as I'm done with this strand, I'm gonna make some more. And I'll be right back. Alright, so I just remembered another thing. I don't get my hair bleached all the way to the roots for the reason that I have psoriasis in my scalp, so I'm scared of how it would react to the bleach and the dye. So my hair has been bleached in a balayage style, which is why it fades so nicely, and no matter how much it grows out, it still looks nice. But this is the last strand. Oh shit! I got blue on my hands. I'm gonna be a smurf. Do people stare at you in public? Ahaha! Yes, they do. I get some reactions in public. I think it's slightly more normal now because not as many people comment on it. They stare, but they don't comment. So, okay, I'm a smurf. They're gonna stare at me and they're gonna think that I'm weird, but they usually don't say anything. The people who do say stuff like, oh, why would you do that to your hair, blah blah blah, why won't you keep it a natural color, blah blah blah. Little children seem to think I'm some sort of fairy princess or something. So this little boy came up to me while I was at a superstore and he was like, oh my god, your hair's so cool, mama, can I have hair like that? And another girl, when my hair was pink, went up to her mom while I was getting some mushrooms off a shelf, and she's like, "Oh my god, mama, she's a princess." And then her mom kind of just looked my way and was like, okay. Oh, okay, the shampoo I use, the toner I use, and the bleach. So I go to my hairstylist to get my hair bleached because I am dead terrified of bleach. I only trust her with bleach and my hair. So I go to NM Salon and I go to Nadia. She is the best with hair. She's like a magician. You should go check out their Instagram page. She does the best dye jobs ever. So anyway, the toner I don't use a toner. I use this and I use this. Mix them together. 3 parts this, 1 part this, and that is my toner. And if my hair is blue like right now, I'm gonna mix Purple Rain, Poseidon, and this, and that is what I use to refresh my hair. I don't tone my hair, I refresh it. So shampoo. So shampoo, I've already told you guys, I use the Palmer's one and I co-wash on other days, and it keeps my hair healthy. I'm gonna leave the dye in for about 2 hours, 3 hours, because it's a conditioner based dye, so I can leave it on as long as I want. Well, I'm gonna be back when I'm done with all of this and I'll show you guys the end result. So I rinsed the dye out with cold-ish water. I live in Karachi, the tanki is hot, so the water gets hot. So the water was about as cold as it could be. I've rinsed it out, and now I'm gonna show you what I do after I have washed my hair in terms of aftercare. Woo! Oh my god, it's so blue! Can you see the blue? Wow, I love it. I'm gonna dry my hair and be right back. Now that my hair, my hands, and my tiles are blue, we're done. If you guys want to see more stuff like this, subscribe to my channel, drop a like on this video, and comment what color you dye your hair.